One. G'day guys, this is Jay here. Journey of a Whitefeather. I'm going to do the Robin Hood effect as I got this new signal I used from last night playing the Pat Benatar show. So if you want to have a look at that too, just a bit of a plug. But it's all about kangaroos, koalas, Steve Irwin impersonations, and people who have their own growth. And the thing is, with what's happening in the world, we know it's a bit crazy, but it's a good time to be alive in a way where there's people you connect with, great people, beautiful people, like I am right now. And we've all been on a journey. Everyone's seen the journey of a Whitefeather. Now we're going to get some divine intuition healing from my friend Sarah. Now
Thank you, Jay.
she has come on and said to me, I'm new to spirituality. I think you've just found spirituality or found your purpose in life. That's how I like to say it. And you try, and then it's a new journey for you. So welcome, Sarah. And I want to say, wonderful, wonderful stuff you're doing on Instagram. Your posts are fantastic. I had to reach out. So thank you for accepting
No, thank you.
Okay. And I wanted to say quickly before I finish, it's just like I reach out to people. You don't know who the hell I am. So I like to say thank you so much for taking a chance. And I do as much as I can because I know there's a lot of scammers and all that kind of crap going on. So
Yeah,
there's all that
absolutely.
stuff. So thank you so much for being involved. And let's get started. Tell us about
Yeah.
yourself and tell us about your little business and your journey. And I'll butt in when I need to.
Wow. Okay. Thank you. Yeah, I mean, I went through my spiritual awakening about 5 years ago now. I guess I was aware of it about 5 years ago, if that makes sense. So
Yeah. Was there an
I look
event
back
that
now.
was there an event that happened, Sarah, at all? Because I know I had the
Yes.
strike scare because you wanted to tell us a bit about that too. So because it's
Yeah,
one of those
no,
things.
absolutely. It was at that time I didn't know, but it was very traumatic. It was a karmic lesson that I had to learn that basically broke open my third eye and said,
Wow.
here we are. It was um yeah, it wasn't a healthy situation. At the time I didn't know that either. So I was basically in a work environment that turned very narcissistic. Um, and I was unaware. I'm very, I just want to help people. That's basically what I've always just wanted to do. Even as a young girl, I always knew that I had to help people. And so trying to help people, I also nearly killed myself in the process, basically.
Wow.
So I had to,
Were you a bit of a people pleaser at the start? Because I know I wasn't, and it's great that you brought that up so early. Do you feel like you got that from a young age, or weren't taught boundaries, or you're in putting positions
yeah,
where you had no chance?
I was a people pleaser. Absolutely. I would put myself last. And it was to my own detriment. So yeah, very much. If somebody asked me to jump off a bridge, I would be jumping off a bridge.
Yeah, I get it. I get it. I get it. I
Yeah.
totally get it. So
So, and not knowing that those I didn't have any boundaries. So it was people literally just I say took advantage of me, but not just that. I didn't know it back then. I know it now. They were literally sucking out my soul and my energy. Um,
yeah, it's a big thing there.
so
It's a very big thing. Did you find that after your awareness grew, I guess when that third eye busted open, you sort of really did you reflect a lot on that too? And do you still get, I guess, when you go through it, do you recognize it quicker, or do you still get stung? Because I know myself, I get stung with being a bit of a people pleaser, and I go, oh, I'm back at, oh, I don't want to like that anymore.
yeah, no, I definitely I reflect a lot. As an introvert, I'm always spending time by myself, so I'm always off in my head, and I look back and think, I look back with awareness now and look at situations I've been in and know exactly what they were and why I had to go through that. And I am getting extremely better at picking up before I'm taken advantage of and before I give myself over. I've got very strong boundaries now, and I can recognize situations for what they are. But that's not saying that I don't put myself in those situations or I don't make mistakes,
Mm.
because I
Yeah.
certainly do.
Are you on hard on yourself at all, or
Absolutely.
what was the time? Yeah, I get it. So look, I think I'm talking to a mirror here. And as I said to you at the start, the reason why I decided to grab you because you got such wonderful messages, like clear,
Thank you.
concise messages to the people. So yeah,
Yeah.
very, very interested to talk. And so I do apologize for butting in all the time because there's so many lovely
No, no,
things.
no. Yeah.
Yeah, it's just great.
Right.
Tell us a little bit about that. If it's up to you how far you want to go with it,
Yeah.
but do you want to tell us a little bit about some of the times that you had after you sort of had that awakening process and some of the things that people might come across or you've come across that when your awareness has grown, you've said, right, this is my lesson for growth, for spiritual and personal growth.
Yeah, absolutely. So, maybe going back a little bit, I've always known that everything I've gone through, even as a teenager, I knew I went through it so I could help other people that are going to go through it or are going through it. Um, and I knew that from an extremely young age. Looking back at it now, it was my soul talking to me. Um, but yeah, so I know that everything that I go through, I need to tell my story because there is always someone out there that may be in a similar situation, if not very exact.
No, that's
And
fantastic.
that's always been my been thing that my spiritual mentor has always said that Sarah, your story, it needs to get out there. But being an introvert, it's like, yeah,
Yeah,
it's
I totally get it. It's just it's not hard. Like even the journey of a white feather that I've gone through. I want to do it, but whether it's me or whether it's the introvert or whether it's just whatever reason we just sort of hold back on it for some reason, whether it be spiritual or whatever it may
absolutely,
be. Yeah. So
yeah,
tell us a little bit about your what you found because people ask me what I found through my process and getting affirmation cards, writing books and all that. But what are the deeper level messages you found and what about yourself? I mean, as I said, you've
yeah.
probably grown so much that it's you don't get to where we
Yeah.
are without going through the garbage, and you're dead right about everything.
No, absolutely right. And that's what I guess some people look at me and go, oh, but you're young. How could you have this knowledge or experience? But I literally have from an extremely young age. I wasn't born into wealth or anything, just a normal family, but that normal family broke apart and there's a lot of skeletons and all that kind of thing. So
Want to do a big shout out to our friends and supporters at Liberty Bullion. Sammy and the team are the best gold, silver, and platinum traders in Australia. Make good choices, give them a call. Back to the show.
shielded from anything. So in saying that, with my own spiritual journey, I know that I'm here to break ancestral curses. Learning about that is a huge thing, but also helping other people reconnect with nature, which is, I look at it now and look at the society that we are and all the health issues that we have. And it is our disconnection from nature that has contributed mostly to that.
That
Um,
I have to agree with that. I say
yeah,
always say we've been disconnected from the earth. I think what's going on in the
absolutely.
world is happening, but I think they know what we know, and they're trying to keep that information away from the people. And I think with us
Exactly.
being leaders, and look, we are what we are. We're mammals. I
Yeah.
mean, you know what I mean. So with the primal
Yep.
instincts and all those, I mean, I can go into the how they've tried to diversify the the people. But what have you found as a spiritual teacher? And I'm going to call you that because that's exactly what you're doing.
Oh, thank you.
No, well, that's what you're doing. I mean, you're giving out. and a lot of people don't understand. They call it woo woo. We all woo woo, or it's a bit freaky. But then you
No,
get people like you
it's
and me
not
who,
woo-woo. It's the opposite of woo-woo. It's the scary. It's really, really scary stuff.
it is,
Yeah,
it is, and I
not
think
woo-woo.
so. What do you think? What do you think about people who are coming out or don't understand it? What have you had that experience? I think a couple of videos
Absolutely.
you've gone through a few examples where you've had those challenges from other people, and but you've come your answers have been magnificent. It's basically connecting to the earth, from what I can remember. There's a couple
Exactly.
there,
Yeah.
and do you want to tell us a little bit about that? How what you do
Yeah.
with your clients and people?
So basically, I know from my own family, growing up, I learned about this stuff and how it was witchcraft and evil and anything like that, pagans,
Yep.
um, folklore, all that kind of stuff. I grew up in a very strict Christian household, where my mum was a Sunday school teacher.
Okay.
So anything that was, we weren't allowed to watch any movies that had any witches or like I never watched The Wizard of Oz until I think about 6 years ago.
Wow.
Um, yeah, we weren't allowed to listen to anything but Christian music.
Can I ask you? Sorry about that one. This is
Yeah.
really,
No,
really,
no.
really because I get a lot of messages from movies and TV shows, and Wisdom of Oz is a big one with a
Yeah.
lot of messages. I mean, there's a lot of stereotypes or underlying mess. It could be taken two or three different ways. When you
Yeah.
watched it for the first time, what mental state or what mindset were you in when you did watch it, and what did you get out of it? I'd like to take this time to shout out our supporters at Liberty Bullion, the best gold, silver, and platinum traders in Melbourne, even Australia. If you want to give them a call, their knowledge, their customer service is second to none. Back to the show.
Oh, the different, I guess for me, it was more so like the different things she encountered along her yellow brick road, her journey,
Yep.
were her inner thoughts, like her inner,
Wow. Yep.
yeah, those things that she needed to address. She needed to look in the eye and actually face it,
Wow. That's
and have it in front of her. So, yeah,
amazing insight. Amazing insight from that. Because I mean, you watched it because obviously we all watched it when we were younger. I mean, most of us did. I mean,
yeah,
just a generalization, but you coming in, you watched it 6 years ago, just before you went through your awakening process 5 years ago. So
yeah,
you're at a bit more mature head than what we were. We go, oh yeah, down the yellow brick road, we'll skip and go and find some friends and knock the witch off and all that kind of stuff, right? There, oh, here come the monkeys coming again. But there's so many great messages, and you just said that. Have you
yeah,
have you
absolutely.
got have you picked up that intuition yourself? Because I said from your message, this is what really intrigues me. Your
Yeah,
because your message is very similar to mine. You've do you find that you gather messages from a lot of different media or different
yes,
experiences and all that? I mean, and since you've had that
everything.
spiritual, yeah, tell us a little bit about that one. That's very interesting because people go,
Yeah.
oh, I'll give you the example. Sorry to cut you off there, but I'll give
Hmm.
you the example
No, 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 you're right.
why I asked this. People look at numbers because everyone looks at. I believe that some people are looking for something to believe in. They're looking for the answer, especially in these days and
Yeah,
ages, right? But when we say we get messages from everyone goes, oh, where's the answer? Oh, the secret. Oh, it's great, or where's the wise is going to give me the answer. How do you cope?
exactly.
How do you cope with that? I mean, how do you obviously you get a lot of messages. How do you cope with that with people
Oh, yeah.
asking those kind of things?
They kind of look at me weird. But it's kind of like I explain it and I say that, we receive messages all the day, all time, even when we're asleep. But
Absolutely.
we have to slow down enough to actually comprehend that we're receiving the message. And that's what we can't do. We're always in a hurry and we're rushing around, keeping ourselves busy, work, kids, etc. But it's when we slow down, we can recognize, okay, hold on, that was just a sign. I do it, I get them daily, like hundreds upon hundreds. I'm just driving along and there's 666, like I'm always driving, going, oh, there's number plate 11166, like, and just
Yep.
literally everywhere. Or I'm thinking of something and then I pass a sign that says, the exact thing that I was just thinking of. Like it's a new normal now that it's not at the start. It was like, oh my God, this is so cool. But
And
now
what,
it's
and what do
just
you do
like,
with that information? What do you do with that information? Or how do you read it yourself? Because there's a couple of different ways. Just for myself,
yeah,
there's obviously the actual meeting, but also um, I take it as a message because you are connected. It's like
absolutely.
if there's something coming, that might be a message to say keep going, you're okay. How do you
Yes.
interpret those messages?
It's really funny because I mean, it's different. I can use an example. A couple of days ago, I was feeling some heavy emotions and I didn't know how to process it. I reached out to my friend because we're very connected, and I said, "Are you feeling this too? Because this is what I'm feeling." I didn't know it was like retrograde, like all these planets
Oh
doing what they're
yeah.
doing,
Oh,
just effing
yeah.
up and just
Yeah.
everything's off the
You can
charts.
swear. You can swear. You can swear on here too. Don't worry about it. It's all
Oh,
good.
okay, good, because I swear like a sailor. So
Yeah, oh, yeah,
it's
I'm a
like,
trooper as well, so I try to control.
yeah,
But yeah, please don't
yeah,
hesitate to swear. It's all good.
awesome. So yeah, so I messaged her and anyway, she said, "Oh, maybe try to tune into that and see why you're feeling these things." So the next day I did. I had to force myself to take time to remove myself from my day-to-day life, find solitude, and that's always in nature. I live on 150 acres, so I just go off into the forest and just, pull lantana. That's my therapy, and just sit there and connect with
What's
nature.
tell us a little bit about that one. What's that? It's a polentana you were saying.
So pulling lantana. So lantana's a weed.
Oh,
So it's like an
sorry, I
obnoxious.
got
Yeah,
sorry.
no,
Yeah.
no, no, you're okay.
I
So
hear
that's
all
what I
these new
do.
I hear all these new things. I'm learning so much from other people. The
Yeah, don't
polentana.
worry.
That's a great method. That's what it's all about.
Actually,
So.
yeah. Yeah, we might just trademark that one.
I
Yes.
reckon you should. Yeah, IP Australia, off you go. 250
Yeah,
bucks.
that's it.
So,
Um,
so you
so
go and walk. Do you really look at connecting with the earth, with the trees and all that, and just
absolutely.
really and
Yes.
yeah, tell us
It's
tell
in
us tell us
very intentional.
tell us why it's so intentional. Because a lot of people go, "Oh, I'm gonna go." Again, they're looking for an answer. What is your way to do this? Because I mean, I do it every morning before I
Okay.
leave. So tell us your
Yeah,
reasoning and what you we've got the why because you're not connected. You've had something, but
exactly.
tell us how you do it.
How? So usually I have I mean, people can just find places in nature that they feel safe in. Me, it's my backyard, but it can just be a park. But I just go there and I have a walking stick. Um, I've needed that for myself, but it's also extremely grounding. It connects you immediately with the energy of Earth. And so using that and just before, I guess, before I actually set off in there, I'm standing in nature. I not introduce myself, but I acknowledge the energies that are around me, the trees, the birds, um, the butterflies flying past, the dragonflies. I acknowledge everything, and and then I set off. But it's not just walking; it's every step is intentional. I watch where I walk. I don't just trudge through and, like push things out of the road and all
Very
that. It's
deliberate,
very intentional.
very deliberate.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. And it has to be deliberate because when you are deliberate in your actions, then something profound will happen and you will be connected. And that's what it is. It's just being connected back to the energies of the earth.
Yep.
Trees are a massive thing. They are allies, and I people say, "Oh, you talk to trees," and yeah, I do, and I listen to them and I watch them, and every branch that moves, every leaf that falls, no other people don't really notice these things, but when you talk and you notice these things, you will notice that a leaf falls at the right time that you say arc something. It's their way of connecting back to us. So I
Wow.
do
So
that.
there you go. And so
Yeah,
the other thing would be that's fantastic because I mean we have to understand that both of us are at an awareness, and I guess I fight it in a way because you're always looking for that something to believe in. As we said, we're looking for people pleasing. Oh, this will be the way out, those things. But
yeah,
if we have awareness, we understand flow, understand not to force. You're
Exactly.
halfway there, and then
Yeah.
you have that connection and awareness. So
Yeah.
your new life, we won't call it a new life, but we'll call it our real life. So
Yeah.
where have you found the massive changes in your being of what you're doing? As I said, do you do you sort of look at your videos and go, is this really me? Or do you look at it and go, this is where I've always wanted to be or always wanted to do?
It's kind of surreal. It's I have these moments where I look back and I go, you know, if this something that's come up lately for me is um this I guess phrase that's come up is, your teenage self looking at yourself right now and where you are in life. And my teenage self, I battled depression from extremely young age and tried to kill myself more times than not when I was a teenager.
Oh,
So thinking that I would actually be on this earth right now, so my teenage self looking here, I have so much gratitude and I just want to hold her and just go, it's okay. You're going
yep.
to get through this, and this
Excellent.
is not the end.
Yep.
So that in looking back and looking at myself now, this is my purpose in life. This is my soul's purpose. This is why I'm on this earth. This is why I reincarnated. And I'm going to make sure that this is my last time I am on earth. Um, and I'm going to go out with a bang. And I very much live life with, I have no regrets, even though I hold myself
We all
back a
do.
lot.
We all
Now,
do. We all do.
not anymore. Not anymore. Like the other day, I was just like, I was being called to a place on the other side of the world. And I went and reflected and I asked specific question in nature to my guides and I got a clear message, move forward, do not like move forward with haste. And I literally ran out of the forest, ran back up to the house and I booked plane tickets and I'm off in 4 weeks. So that's literally
See
what I
that
am
just
now.
that's an amazing thing because people will go, "You're bloody mad," right? Um,
Oh, absolutely.
but we look. I I mate, I say to you, mate, all power to you. I get it. I totally understand, and I
Yeah,
think a lot of the things that a lot of people go through is I think when the frustration comes, I only learned this a couple of days ago, Sarah. This is
yeah,
very interesting that the frustration that comes out that you want to move forward is
yeah,
is because of you in some ways, but there is
exactly.
also people like us who have awareness. We have also responsibilities. And I think there's a there
Exactly.
we have to trust in the flow because we need that gift, lesson, or message before we move on. So
Exactly.
for you
Yeah.
to go from where you are to go, I'm booking bloody plane tickets, off I go.
Oh yeah,
That's an
absolutely.
amazing thing.
Like I'm traveling on to the other side of the world by myself, like solo.
Hmm.
Where this time last year, the only place I'd ever been was to New Zealand. So it was like it's daunting, but there is a call there and I'm answering it and I know enough now to not ignore that call anymore.
So
So,
here's one for you. This
yeah.
great conversation actually, because we're at a point where people like you and me are going to be leaders in the society as far as I'm concerned because
Yeah,
of the work we've done in the hard. We've gone down to the depths and we've talked and we've worked with our inner souls, inner child, work with our demons, all those kind of things. If you
absolutely.
want to put it that way, people would say to you, how could you book tickets? How can I get like that? So it was and what would actually happen would someone would go, oh, okay, she can do it, I can do it too. I'm just going to go and do it. But there is a process of
Absolutely.
increasing your connection to your heart before you do things
Yes,
because you have to go through the lessons.
absolutely.
Yeah,
Yeah, you
and
have to go
understand.
through the dark times to be able to have this kind of, for me, it's not just strength, but it's self-confidence. To have
Absolutely,
confidence to
yeah,
just go, I don't know what's going on. I don't know what's calling me there, but I have the means. I'm going to do it. And this is what I'm doing.
it's
You have
amazing.
to have confidence in yourself. I never had confidence. I lacked, and I still do sometimes. I lack self-confidence, But when that feeling is so strong inside you that you literally like, for me, it was stopping me in my day. Like these
Wow.
feelings were coming up multiple times a day
Yep.
over the course of 5 days. And I'm like, I can't ignore it anymore. And I need to find out what it is. I knew I couldn't find out what it was straight away. So I just asked, do I need to go there to find out? Yes, you do.
Yeah. Well, this is
So
the.
I'm going.
I think. Well, this, as I said to you, this is this topic is great because people are looking for something to believe in, and they wonder why.
Yeah,
Why can't I do something? And then when you have an awareness and get connected, you go, there is a set. You're there where you need to be. Everyone goes, oh, it's not. Everyone, you talk to people and go, like things happen for a reason. You got to be there, divine timing, right? A lot of people say it's crap, bullshit. But if
no,
you
it's
come out,
absolutely so true.
and if you don't have an awareness within your heart and moving into your heart chakra and go, okay, I'd love to do this, but I can't at the moment because, and then we'll go, oh, you're making
That's your
excuses.
ego coming in. Yeah,
Yeah,
it
but
literally is. It's your ego coming in, going, giving you it's doubt. It's coming in, and that's what I've found. That's what frustrates me actually now. I There's people around me that are very um not negative, but you know, there's always excuses, and that frustrates me because it's like, well, you're still alive, you can still walk, you have the means to
yep.
stop sitting around and feeling sorry for yourself. Um,
I'll come back at you with one thing, especially with the awareness that you have too.
yeah,
And I think excuses are a big thing. I really do.
yeah,
But what I've found with a lot of people, especially who are leveled out, there are certain things you can't do at a certain time because you're not ready yet. But we understand that.
yes,
We
yeah,
understand that. There's a difference between
yeah,
being not ready and an excuse. Now, I can tell you for 40 odd
exactly.
years, 40, 45 years, I was using excuses. But
Yeah,
when you
yeah,
actually sit back and go and make a reasonable judgment, of where
yeah,
you are. You can't if I'd made the same judgment 10 years ago, I would have been, oh, I can't go blah, blah, blah. But now you go, look, at the moment we can't move because we've got this going. This has to drop
yes,
first. So and then
yeah.
but then if you don't make that move when you've got your set little targets afterwards, that's when the excuses come in and go, oh, I'm putting it off. Then you sort of go, hang on, something's going on. If that
You're
makes any
finding
sense.
something else to stop you from achieving that whatever outcome or
That's
whatever you
right.
want to do.
There is a legit block that whether it be
Yeah,
like in my case, I have to learn a few more lessons. I know for a fact it's 100%. I'm looking at what I've got now to when I started the
yeah,
process of what I'm doing, and I've gone. If I moved then, I wouldn't have what I have now. I'm
exactly.
very much more level, but that's where the awareness comes in. People use that as an excuse. Look, I'll be honest with you. I'll put my hand up. Maybe it could be partly I'm learning to get over that, or I am using it. But the universe will put me into a situation where I've got to jump. And
Yeah, yeah.
and do you agree with that?
Yeah, absolutely. And it's something that I find prominent in people that are close to me is you're in the exact same situation that you just left. It's the exact same situation, and you are going to keep being put into these situations because you're not learning your lesson. There is a lesson here. Um,
Yeah.
and then putting yourself in that situation again for the fifth time and sitting there feeling sorry for yourself, excuse me, but I just literally want to slap them across the face and go,
Yeah, yeah, I don't. But look,
wake the fuck up. Like
yep.
you are doing this to yourself. I'm sorry, but you are doing this to yourself.
Mm.
There comes a time when we need to take accountability for our own actions. And and this is it. If you find yourself in the same situations, just different people or a different environment, different town, whatever, it's literally because there is a lesson here and you need to stop and you need to figure out what that lesson is, learn it, heal because you need to heal. You can learn it, but if you don't heal it, then you're carrying that scar around.
I think
You're carrying
healing's
that
a
wound.
healing's a big thing. I think with and people ask
Yeah.
how do you heal? I say change your mindset, and the big thing is choice. You've got a
Yes.
choice
Oh,
in how,
yeah.
and
Yeah.
something like journaling. And I think getting
Mm.
going within yourself. I think going to within with when you what. you enjoy about your life. I think that would really changes your
Yes,
aspect where you can move that energy into the positivity, and then you can make
exactly.
that, and then you can make it from. I think that's how you hear everyone goes, "Oh, Reiki, massage, yeah, they're great," but you still have to have that inner
Yeah,
connection to the universe as well. But changing your aspect,
exactly.
going left instead of right is a great start. And I remember Greg Riley saying to me from Five Dimensions, he said to me, you don't realize you have choice. You've been making choices all your life, but you haven't realized
Exactly.
you do have a choice." And I think people
Exactly.
don't really have the awareness of that. And we still
Yeah,
go for
no, no. They say it's happening to me, and I say absolutely not. It's happening for you. At the beginning of the year, there was an unexpected death in my family, which, in dysfunctional families, there's like a ricochet effect. And, you can stand around saying, well, this is like this person is doing this to me. No, they're doing it for you. You need to look at why it is actually happening, and it is happening for you to set you free. In this
absolutely.
situation, that's what it was. It was setting this person free from a toxic um, relationship bond.
Yep,
That if this didn't happen, then you would still be bonded, you would still be connected. But now there's nothing there to say you have to um, continue to uphold some sort of relationship with this person. So,
absolutely. Yeah,
and that's what you need to look at it as sad, and these situations are extremely sad. They everything happens for a reason, and when you can recognize that situations happen and why they're happening, then you can change your mindset and then you can change your life. Like
absolutely.
that's literally it.
Absolutely fantastic. Ladies and gentlemen, we are going to part two because we want to know the healing processes that Sarah does with her clients. And I'm sure she's got a lot more to say with regards to, I can just see, very determined to tell people, mate, start moving. People are scared, and we're going to find out
Mhm.
how Sarah gets rid of the fear. So, part two coming up. Get yourself popcorn, water. Water's good for you. And we're going to be talking to Divine Intuition Healing practitioner, spiritual teacher, Sarah. So we'll be talking to her very, very soon in part two. Looking forward to it.